Charlene from TSC Tuition, and today I'll be talking about essay conventions. Essay conventions are basically expectations of what an essay should look like and what it should do. Like I said in last week's video, an essay is essentially a long, written, formal response to a question. So with that in mind, there are a couple of conventions that we need to stick to. The first one is underlining titles. It's important to underline titles because in texts like Macbeth or Romeo and Juliet, the title shares the same name as the characters or things in the book. So underlining the title helps you to tell your reader that you're talking about the text and not the character or not the place, or vice versa, that you are talking about the characters or the place rather than the text as a whole. Another essay convention is the structure of the essay. While there are a million different ways to tackle the essay writing task, in the end, the essay should look a certain way. That is, it should have an introduction, some body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Each of these types of paragraphs perform a different function. An introduction does exactly what the name suggests. It introduces the text that you're talking about and what you're going to say in the body paragraphs. Your body paragraphs are mini packages of ideas and they should all be roughly the same length as each other. That is, each body paragraph should have one main idea, and overall in the essay you should have a minimum of 3 main ideas that are all the same length. So if you find yourself writing an essay where you're writing one very short paragraph and 2 really long body paragraphs, then I think you need to go back to your plan and reassess how you're going to package these ideas so that the lengths of the body paragraphs are more similar. A conclusion is your closing statement or your closing summary of all of your arguments. I like to think about the essay structure as wrapping a present. The introduction is like a box. It separates what is the present from what isn't the present. In the same way, an introduction tells your reader what you're going to talk about and what you're not going to talk about. The body paragraphs are the present itself. Whatever present you're giving to someone, that's your body paragraphs. It is the main focus of the present. If someone gave me a present with just a box and nothing in it, I would be quite disappointed. So in the same way, make sure that your body paragraphs are the focus of what you're saying rather than the introduction. The conclusion is kind of like the wrapping paper or a bow that you put on top of the box. It's really just there for aesthetic purposes. Now, if you do end up in tertiary education and you have to write a thesis of some sort, the conclusion serves a slightly different purpose. But I'm assuming that you're a high school student writing a high school level essay, so a conclusion is really just that. It's there to sum up everything that you've said, nothing more, nothing less. And in that respect, a conclusion is rather formulaic. When I work with students, I prefer to work with them in order of the importance of these paragraphs. That first we work on the body paragraphs because that's the main point of the essay, and then we work on the introduction because it contains your body paragraphs before we work on the conclusion. The last essay convention I'm going to talk about today is supporting your personal opinions or your personal interpretation with facts and analysis. Like I said before, an essay is a formal written response to a question. So in that respect, you're going to have to either explain a viewpoint or provide an interpretation to a statement. Now, at the end of the day, you're not going to be very convincing if you just say what you think and feel without any kind of supporting evidence. So we want to refrain from judgment and apply some critical thinking to what you're saying. If you think a character is stupid, for example, that is a perfectly valid personal opinion. But we can't just say in the essay that you think character X is stupid. You have to prove why he is stupid. So that might come in the form of an action that the character does, or maybe you'll have to talk about how the author has framed this character so that he comes across as stupid. Whatever evidence you use, it has to be there. Otherwise, it's just a rant, and a rant does not an essay make. So I hope that was helpful. As always, like and subscribe to our social media for all our latest tips and tricks to VCE English subjects. We do post things other than videos on the Facebook and Instagram, so go and check that out. And if you'd like to get some one-to-one tutoring in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, please contact us and we can send someone to you. Thanks for watching!